Welcome to our world. Won't you come on in? Waiting just for you. Welcome to our world.
All right, so then back to with AI. Well, yeah. So let's talk about that.
And we haven't
then.
talked about Allen Iverson at all yet.
You're trying not to laugh. I'm not talking about a game. We're talking about practice.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So you're talking about assembly line workers and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yeah, you can take that any way you want to. But obviously, part of the conversation that you and I were having with Aunt JoJo the other day was about the potential for AI to take people's jobs.
Yep.
And so go ahead. Say what you will.
Well,
about the devil, man.
Wait, about what? I don't remember what I said the other day.
Say what you will about the devil.
Oh, okay, never mind. He makes a mean egg.
Man makes a mean egg.
But anyway, no, the thing that gets me is this is like it just drives me crazy. People that are just afraid of anything new. Right? Like I always think about the horse and buggy and cars and people at back, I guess it was late 1800s or whatever, early 1900s, that just were so negative about cars.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, you think about it, in the very beginning, cars were not like they are today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God, even when I was first driving, cars were not anything like they are today. Like now, you get in a car.
We know you're old.
Well, yes, I'm very old. Very old. Very old. No, but now you get in a car, you turn the key. Well, even or start the car before you get in it. Even it starts. I mean, for the most part, unless there's a real mechanical problem, it starts. There's not. Like my first car.
Oh my gosh!
Especially when it was cold out, you had to pump the gas a couple times. You had to know kind of the routine to get the thing started, and then you couldn't just keep your foot off the gas and just turn the key and it started. That didn't happen. So back around 1900, there was much more involved with that. So anyway, and people. So my point is, people were all over that.
Oh,
people
you have
were
a
all
point?
over that. They taught. They just, this is why horses are better, right?
I know. And so my thing is, okay, obviously, which we had talked about this, with the invention of the car came an entirely new set of jobs that,
Right.
people would not have known could have existed before
Right.
the car was invented, right?
Right.
And so that was part of, to get back to the actual topic, that was part of my argument was, okay, yes, AI, there are plenty of jobs that AI could take.
Right.
However, we have no idea what kind of jobs that will also create in the
Right.
giant circle.
And that's always right. And that's always been a thing. Okay. Every time there's some technology that
Yes.
eliminates the need for jobs, like when you think about it, before you had refrigerators or
Mhm.
freezers, you had guys who had to deliver huge blocks of ice.
Right.
Okay. So now those people
Christoph.
were out, like Christoph. Right. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, he lost his job anyway with the endless winter. There was no need for it anymore. But but here's the thing. So all of a sudden you had jobs for refrigerator repairmen and all that kind of stuff.
No,
I mean,
right.
if you think about it, going back to the car scenario, if all of a sudden, let's say we were going backwards and we were going to go from cars back to horses, and then it'd be like, oh my God, what's going to happen to all these mechanics? They're going to be all out of a job. Well, yeah, now they're going to be
No, they're horse trainers.
and people to clean up after the horses and people to
Right.
raise horses and stuff. So there are going to be different jobs. Now, the only question with AI is,
Yes.
why can't AI do the jobs
Also
that
take the new jobs.
take those new jobs? Okay, so here's the thing. So here's the flip side.
You're
here's
not
the flip
helping.
side.
The people that are
No.
uninformed and paranoid are freaking out.
I think we have to
now.
stop. We have to stop looking at job versus no job, and we have to look at productivity, right? And as a society, in other words, don't look at, well, there's this rich guy that's going to own this AI and he's going to get all this money because now he has this business or businesses and he's not going to have to hire people anymore and he can just get more money. No, look at productivity just for society as a whole. Okay. What I think it will happen is people will have to work less. Okay. Now, exactly how the scenario is going to work that they'll be able to buy things if they work less. I don't know. Maybe. Well, here's one possibility.
It is no concern of mine whether family has what was it? Food. Ha! You should have thought of that before you became peasants.
Yes, exactly.
It's not funny
for those people who choose to be peasants. No, but no, seriously. I guess my point is because of competition. Okay, so in a capitalist society, as long as we haven't gone completely socialist by then.
Oh my gosh!
In a capitalist society, there will be capitalistic. Yes, there will be competition, right?
Amongst the AI.
So competition. Well, right. As long as I mean, I think the thing that people should be more worried about is monopolies than AI, right? As long as there's competition, that will force prices down. The AI that they can use for all of these things, whether it's building cars, whether it's, customer support for pretty much any company, it will reduce their costs, which will allow them to reduce their prices. Competition will force them to reduce prices. Competition will force them to reduce prices. If they want to remain competitive, they'll have to do it.
No, okay.
Which means finish the thought. I'm almost there. So now you go to buy something, whether it's a TV, whether it's groceries, whatever. Let's say all of a sudden, tomorrow. Now we're jumping ahead maybe 10 years or whatever. Let's say tomorrow, all of a sudden, everything that you need to survive, okay, and maybe even some things that are just luxuries, cost a half as much or quarter as much. Let's say half as much, okay? So now, to be able to afford that, you only have to work 20 hours a week instead of 40. So the fact that
they can't get a job.
The fact that there are fewer jobs, I don't know, maybe the entertainment industry. Well, no, because there'll be AI that will be all.
Here's the issue when we're talking about this, and I want to make it clear that when I say some of this stuff, and I've told you this before, it is not necessarily how I feel about it, but it's me kind of trying to play the other side. Sometimes it's how I feel, sometimes it's not, but it's me trying to play the other side and play devil's advocate and all of that, so that you're not in your own little thought bubble over here.
They're very good at that, playing devil's advocate.
I also make a mean egg, so
never ends.
Okay. Well, I don't remember the point I was trying to make now. Because
no, you're
I'm
saying
too
you
funny.
don't know. No, you don't
okay.
always.
No,
it's not your opinion necessarily.
So, I mean, we should have episodes that are solely focused on economics because. And we have also talked about this before. I remember very clearly we were coming to and from the rental house and we were arguing about this. Ideally, yes, competition wins out in a capitalistic society. Ideally.
Competition wins the day.
I do not, I do not think, I think there's always the possibility that the scenario that you're describing does not happen and that the prices do not get lowered. And, other bad things come from that.
And you could make examples for both both cases.
You could. And so I'm just trying to keep that in mind.
That's another episode.
Yes, that ideally what you're saying happens and everything's great. But then the other thing I'm thinking about as you're talking is the absolute worst case scenario, which people, again, maybe people that are a little uninformed, people that are a little wary of AI might be thinking of. And I think about stuff like this too, is okay, it's possible that we reach the point where, okay, because we're talking about, AI taking jobs like on factory lines or in customer service or whatever. What's stopping AI from becoming the CEO of a company?
Right.
What's stopping AI from taking over our entire... What's stopping
I
AI
agree.
from being the president, okay?
I
And so
agree.
then you get into this very like Orwellian 1984, what
Yeah.
are we doing here kind of thing.
Well,
Does that not scare you? Is that not something...
it scares me. Oh yeah. That I think that should be the concern, right? AI in one form or another, it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. This is going to happen, right?
It's going to take over.
It's happening. It's happening. Well, I'm not saying it's going to take over, but AI, by almost any measure, will be smarter than any person at some point. Like I remember years ago when when you had chess champions playing against computer chess programs. And it always amazed me when there were people that would say, well, they'll never be able to beat the best. And I'm thinking like, that's just a stupid... I can't imagine why anybody would think that.
Yeah.
It's like computers keep getting faster. And this wasn't even about AI. This was just about, I don't know. It's like if you're really good at sorting objects, whatever it is, it could be, let's say you had a bunch of ping pong balls and each one was numbered, kind of like for the lottery, and you had 100 of them. And you were the champion you were the champion ping pong ball sorter. You could sort them faster than anyone else.
Little do you know.
Okay?
That's me.
I
can.
Yeah, I just happen to pick something that you are the champion at. But here's my point. No matter how good you are at that, a computer will be able to be faster, right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing with the chess thing, right? It's like processors get faster, programs get better. It's just stupid to think that at some point a computer won't be better. So go ahead.
Well, go ahead. Finish your point so you don't forget. Or did you not have a point?
No. My only point was with AI, all right? Currently, it can pass a bar exam, okay?
Okay, actually, yeah. Let me throw in here what I'm about to say, because what you were just saying brings me back to our great nemesis right now, which is the Age of Empires AI.
Yes.
Just what you just said.
Yes.
Because so maybe we'll have an episode on this, maybe we won't. For those of you that maybe don't know what this is, it's a computer game. You build a civilization from nothing, and then you go destroy the other civilization. So it's pretty
been
much
around
what
for
happens.
A long time.
It's like what happens in the real world, you know?
Right.
But so currently we are trying to play against, whatever. I won't go into great detail here.
Yeah.
But we cannot beat a certain number, like as a team, we cannot beat a certain number of AI on
players,
like whatever
AI
level.
players.
Okay,
Yeah.
AI players, yes, right. And that's what we were talking about. Was the issue is I could do everything absolutely perfectly. I could use all the shortcut keys the way I'm supposed to. I could literally not even have to stop for a second to think, what do I have to do? But the AI is still going to be faster than me, because not only does the AI not have to stop and think, but whatever the AI wants to do, it does it immediately.
does it.
Like literally as soon as it's like, oh, I want to do, oh, it's done.
Yep.
And that's it. And
Well,
that's why we're having such a hard time beating them right now.
And here's the thing, right? So that's in the case of a computer game where everything takes place in the game. There's no physical activity involved.
Right.
But as robots get better, you have robots getting a lot better at the same time AI is getting a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So now even physical tasks, and this is where when we get into factory work, right? Assembly line, factory work. It could be pretty much anything eventually. Because robots will physically be able to do things faster.
Well,
right?
yeah, just physically faster
over time,
than a human.
Yeah, over time. Right now that's not the case. You can see some pretty amazing videos online of, say, for instance, like the Tesla bot. But in most cases, they're sped up, or in a lot of cases, not necessarily most cases, but in a lot of cases, they're sped up. Or when you see the robot walking, he's walking slower maybe than a typical person would walk, or whatever he's doing it more slowly than a typical person would do it. But it's not going to be like that very long.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's my point is this is going to happen. So whether or not people like it, it is going to happen. So it's more about what controls are put in place.
Yeah.
Like I said, as far as monopolies, like you don't, and this should go for companies now. Government, right? Like they always say, like the government should just be like the referee, right? When it comes to business, the government should be the referee, and there should be certain rules in place so that you can maintain competition. You know, if you don't have enough companies competing, or it's so hard for companies to enter that market, you lose competition.
Right.
But that's sort of getting off the subject of the AI
Yes,
thing.
it is.
But so anyway, so how do we end this? How do we end this for now?
Have you seen? No, I know you haven't seen the movie that came out. The Creator came out a couple of months ago. It's it has. We're gonna watch it. I think it's on Hulu. I think it is. We'll watch it, and then maybe we'll make a part 3 because it has a lot to do with AI and it's a whole thing. We're going to watch The Creator and we'll come back.
There are so many other questions about this. Like, at what point, they talk about artificial general intelligence, which is a whole nother thing. But at what point does AI have self-awareness, right? Like right now,
It doesn't.
if you have AI and you have a
we should watch
robot,
the movie.
the robot does not really realize. Like you can ask it if it's self-aware, and it will say yes, maybe, but it's not. Okay, how do you really know though when the robot does have self-awareness or when the AI does have self-awareness? And at that point, does it? You have to be really careful. People have free will.
Robots don't.
What if they did?
All right, and that's where we leave you.
Okay.
A divided Delaware.
And Uncle Brian can add in the comments where all these little quotes are from.
Yes, these quotes are from something.
Very good. We'll talk again next time.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Okay. Goodbye.
All right. Because here's what I've decided.
Check 1, 2. Go ahead.
Here's what I've decided without asking for any input from you.
Yes.
I have decided.
As usual. Go ahead.
Look, if I ask for your opinion about everything, we'd never get anything done.
Okay, very funny.
A problem solver.
Okay.
These snippets right now, we could use like, why are you laughing?
We can just do this and put the snippets together to make a podcast.
No, that's
yes.
not
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like one of these could be at the end of every podcast.
Okay. I guess we could do that. Depends how. Yeah, because that doesn't have to be a specific length, right? It can be whatever it is.
I don't know what you just said.
It can be. Okay. Good night. Hold on, I have to clear my throat.
No, don't. Oh, turn your mic off.
No, I can't. If I'm muted, I'll forget that it's muted.
Oh,
if I'm muted, I'll forget that it's muted. Okay.
Alrighty.
I should have muted it.
Well, you should.
We should sing a song.
Okay, go ahead. Actually, hold on. Let's start another one.